Right then, so as you can tell by the plastic behind me, the bathroom pull-out has started. Ian's taken some video and I'm going to kind of splice it all together for this little vlog, to show you what we're doing. We are halfway through pulling out the bathroom and we have found water in places where you shouldn't find water, which is always a bit of fun. And yeah, let's see where we go. Let the bathroom refit begin.
Hello, and this is our bathroom at the moment. Not very nice, a lovely green shower tray there, which will be coming out. Going to put some new panelling around the walls. May reuse the thermostat shower. We've got a gulping pump, which is in that little box there, which we'll probably put in our wardrobe, which is on the other side of that wall, so it's out the way, and just put a perfectly flat shower tray in there with some form of a screen. Let's see how it goes. Right, and this is the cupboard in our bedroom. Again, obviously we're going to be repainting everything. This is the hot and cold feeds which come from the tank and from the water supply to the back of the thermostatic shower. Quite handy because they have actually got turn off valves there, so I'll be able to turn it off and take the thermostatic valve off. And this is where we'll probably put the pump down here, so it's out of the way, so we can actually get a flat shower tray in the space of where that horrible one is. Right, as you can see, that's the hot and cold to the back of the thermostatic shower. Always mark up which ones are hot, so you know when you refit the new one. And just as a safety precaution, just put some speed fit blanking pieces on the end of the copper pipes there, just in case those valves fail for any reason. Right, I'm out in the corridor piece. I've taken the door off just for ease of access to get in and manoeuvre around it. That's the actual fiberglass green shower tray which is in there at the moment. I've taken the shower valves off, bit of the wallboard, and that obviously had all the plywood panelling on through there, and the gulper is just around there in the corner. So the next task is to get this out through this narrow bathroom doorway. May have to cut it up to get it out. As we thought, we did have to cut it in half. May even have to cut it up more, just so we can get it out through this narrow corridor, and maybe out through the side hatch there, or maybe behind me and go out through where the engine is. Which we shall see.
Right, okay, we've got it out, and underneath we've found some water, yes?
Yep.
So the pump that actually lives under the shower, we've turned it on, shoved it in the hole to pump the water out, and we're just going to work forward and see what on earth is going on from here. Okay, so this is where we're leaving it today. Oh, delightful. We've had the wet and dry in there. Apparently it's nothing to be alarmed about. So yes, roll on for part two. So it's been 10 days since we pulled the bathroom out, and we weren't sure when we did it how easy or how kind of painless the process was going to be. So when we brought everything back, because we transported everything back and had to book a slot at the refuse and recycle centre, the tip, we had to book a slot to be able to get in, to get rid of everything. So it just means that inside of the lockdown, everything is taking a little bit more planning and a little bit longer. So very much like canal life anyway, so that's fine. We have booked an appointment with the engineer, who pretty much everyone on the Kennet and Avon seems to know Marcus, and everyone seems to swear by him. So he's going to come out and meet with me this week, because there's a few questions that we've got and a few things that we want to check. So what we have found is as novices, we are learning. Obviously, we're learning on our feet. So the way a narrowboat is designed, so this pertains to the water in the hull, which is kind of rolling around in my mind and worrying me, despite the fact that, you know, people who I trust, people whose knowledge of canal boats I trust, have kind of said, don't panic, don't worry, it's all fine. But it's still one of those kind of slight things in your mind that ticks over. So what I have learned, or what we have learned, research, been told, all things, is that a narrowboat is long ways. So let me get my hands on the screen right. So a narrowboat is, so if that's the length of your narrowboat, at even points along the boat in the hull, is what I kind of understood to be like with my limited knowledge. So kind of carpenter speak, is like a strut that goes across the centre of the boat. Nautical talk, I believe that's called a bearer, and they go across the boat at regular intervals, with the idea being that if water does get into the hull at any point, it's kind of kept trapped in a bubble, if you like us, kind of kept safe. This lockdown, I swear to God, it's kept safe inside those bearers so that it can't interfere with the integrity of how the boat sits on the water. What we are also coming to understand is that it shouldn't, and this is quite right from what we've been told, it shouldn't just stay in between those two sections. It should kind of travel back towards the bow, towards the engine. Had a brain blank, sorry. So what we're understanding is that it should just travel back towards the engine bay, and up and down the boat, in between those bearers, should be hatches in the floor that we can check. The person that owned the boat before us was a liveaboard, and so they adjusted the boat as they saw fit. So there may be hatches in the floor that may be covered with laminate, carpet, flooring, the bits and pieces that are down there. One of our things that we want to do is we're going to go back in the next couple of months quite quickly and put those hatches back in, because I don't want to worry. I don't want to lay in bed at night and worry about it. So that is one of the things that the engineer's coming out to. He's just going to kind of cast his eye over it and have a chat with me about it. The other reason is we're getting the engineer out because we've got a whole host of other questions. And now that we've pulled the bathroom out, fortunately enough for us, camera husband is pretty handy at that kind of thing. So he's just going to go ahead and put that back. He knows enough about kind of bathrooms and plumbing that, a gulping system isn't something that's foreign to him. And he was able to kind of explain it all to me. So that's something. But we're going to get Marcus, the engineer, to come out and basically have a look at the water that we've had in the hull. And I'm interested to get back up tomorrow. I'm back up tomorrow to see if any water's got in the few days that we've been away. So shove that on the list of things that we're going to check before we put the new bathroom back. Camera husband was talking about putting the shower back that was there, but we're not going to. We've kind of pulled it out, and I think bits of it are okay, but it's pretty old and it's pretty worn, so we're going to replace it with the idea that then we won't then have to do it again. So that's the thought on that one. We're going to put in a standard shower tray, a land-based shower tray. We've kind of worked it out that we can get a reasonable sized one in there, but I'll get all the dimensions and that kind of up together when we make the next video and kind of show you how that works. We are going to be putting marine boarding on the walls all the way around, this kind of ultra modern stuff that you see everywhere. But the big sheets are so easy, from my point of view, they're so easy to keep clean, and there's none of this grout, tile, yucky, horrible business, and you're not worrying about like air bubbles and pockets in the grout or in the tiles and the water getting behind. And just plastic coated marine board, perfect. I want clean, simple, easy, all the things. So the bathroom part 2 will be coming probably within the next couple of weeks as we source the items that we need. Thus far, we don't seem to have had any trouble. Everything we've kind of looked at and sort of shoved in baskets online seems to be delivering within 2 or 3 days. So as opposed to us thinking that it was going to be more of a waiting game, as it turns out, things pretty much seem to be arriving on time, lockdown notwithstanding. So that's good. I'm going to meet with the engineer tomorrow, and I might do a little video on that, depending on how good my understanding is. I'm going up with a notepad and a dictaphone so that I can remember everything, because he can only come out on a Wednesday, and of course Ian's back to work, and so we've kind of got to juggle everything now. We've got some kind of questions about the central heating system on board. So we've got a thermostatic controller that sits up on the wall, and when you turn it on, the central heating system comes on. Great. But then when it starts to chill down and you turn the thermostat back on, it doesn't all fire up. And apparently that's quite a common problem with sort of diesel systems that are firing radiators. So Marcus has sort of very kindly offered to come and kind of explain a few things and work through a few things with me. We've also got a diesel generator that is in the engine bay, and when we bought the boat, that was all plumbed in with the exhaust system and all ready to go in the engine bay. And when we had our survey done, the survey guy wanted the secondary diesel generator taken out. He didn't like the fact that the exhaust section, he felt it was too close to the water level. So we're going to have another chat about that and just basically have a look at what else we can do. Because the secondary diesel generator that we've got on board is to power things like the washing machine and things like that, which isn't urgent now because we're not liveaboards. But it will be something that we want to get running, you know, when we move on board, and we are going to be spending a lot more time on board in sort of like the coming months and the next couple of years. So we want to make sure that that's kind of working properly. So yeah, so if we can get that plumbed back in sort of safely, we want to do that, because I'm really conscious of the fact that when we've had the boat out and we've moored up near other boats, and it's just a thing, and I get it, you know, we all have to kind of be a little bit, we have to be a bit kind to each other when we're out on the cut, and, you know, give each other space and all the rest of it. But we've moored up to people who have then suddenly come out with their generators, wheeled their generator halfway along the path next to my boat, turned their generator on and left it on all night so that that's not making the noise near their boat. And I don't want to be one of those boaters when we're out on the cut. If we've got a diesel generator going, then it kind of needs to be our noise and something that we deal with. And when we have done the, I don't know what you call it really, when we went to view the boat for the first time and we kind of saw everything running, and we had the secondary diesel generator in the engine bay all fired up ready to go, and the noise on the boat was secondary. It really didn't matter, and it certainly wasn't going to bother, you know, the boat behind us any more than if we had our engine running. And from time to time, you know, we all need to do that too. But I don't really want a kind of a mobile Jenny that I have to pull out onto the towpath and potentially tick off other people. Just not what we want to do. So yeah, so we've got a few more kind of plans up and coming, and we've got the bathroom part 2 coming, which my teenage daughters are very, very excited to see the bathroom up and done, because at the moment they're like, they don't really want to. It's all right for a couple of days and they'll shower when they get home, but it's something, isn't it? So yeah, so we've got a few questions for the engineer. We've got the bathroom going in. There'll be another one to come, bathroom wise, and depending on my understanding of when I chat with Marcus, I may do a video on kind of what he's told me. And I think I'm going to try and get some video footage of the thermostat and the kind of the boiler system and everything like that, because I have absolutely no clue. I managed to get it working back in the winter when we were on board by hook or by crook and with YouTube, but then we couldn't get it going again, and not because it's broken, but because we're doing something wrong in the sequence of things, or I'm doing something wrong in the sequence of things. So yeah, so I'll try and get some footage up together of that, and I'll slap it on here, give you all a laugh, and then if anyone knows, do comment down below and tell me what on earth I'm doing wrong. So thank you for checking in this week and having a look at the madness and chaos that is a bathroom pull out on a narrowboat, and I will see you all soon. Take care and stay safe, lovely people.